Welcome back to another episode of the Game Winner Pod. I'm your host, Malique. That's AJ. A lot we're going to talk about. We got some basketball, some football, some college basketball, women's side, men's side. We're going to talk about a lot. How you doing today, my boy?
I'm doing good, bro. How about you?
Doing good. So we're going to start with basketball, NBA. Milwaukee Bucks point guard Dame Lillard out indefinitely with blood clots. I feel like he might be out for the season. Not the season. Out for the regular season, and he might come back for the playoffs. But I definitely feel like he not gonna play for the remainder of this regular season, like personally. And to me, it don't really matter because they suck anyway. Like
Yeah, exactly.
to me, I don't think it's a hot take to say that there'll be a first round exit this year. No, and they got the Pacers, I think, at the plus were to start today. So that's my take, though. We'll get more into it. What do you think about Dame and how do you see the Bucks going forward?
Yeah, same thing you said. I didn't really see him doing much before he got injured. Most I've seen, I really thought and they played the Pacers in the first round. I think the Pacers can beat them. So it's just more of like they just gotta see what Giannis is gonna do by himself, for the next games because I think he's gonna be out for the rest of the season, like regular season. He might come back in the playoffs. He might not even be first round, but because we seen Wemby got him and he out for the rest of the season, they shut him down.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, he they say out indefinitely, so it could be a possibility for the rest of the season, which would really hurt them. Even though I like personally, I said like agreeing with you, I don't think they was gonna do anything. I just don't think they. I think Giannis and Dame was just not a good fit. Dame, I feel like that wasn't even Dame's priority to even go to the Bucks. It was more of like the Blazers just tried to get rid of him because they knew he wanted to go to the Heat, so they sent him anywhere else. And we thought, Dame and Giannis together would be a good duo, but they didn't got Kyle Kuzma in the mix to replace Chris Middleton, still not doing nothing. They got shooters, AJ Green around them. They got Gary Trent Jr., they got Kevin Porter Jr., and they still not the team that we thought they should be. Even Brook Lopez, like they have the right role players. It's just I don't know what it is. Is like, well, we gotta think about it. Giannis won the championship, but it was more of what Drew Holiday was there. You know what I'm saying? Like Drew Holiday was that defensive juggernaut that he was a good point guard. What he doing for the Celtics? And then you got Dame, who never won a championship, always had his own team, and the farthest he got was what, Western Conference Finals one time.
Yeah.
So it's like you put two players like that together who really never done nothing by themselves, really, is like it's kind of hard to really even imagine like what they're gonna do together, which we all thought was gonna happen, but they're showing us why not. And I think without Dame, it's going to even make it a lot harder for Giannis because Giannis ain't the type to come out to the 3-point line, shoot threes. He shoot middies, but he's getting better at it. But it's like more of like his game is more towards going to the basket, defense a little bit. Like it's hard for him to just have his own team just based around him with nobody else, playing defense and stuff. So. Uh, I think Dame was a I think Dame being out is really gonna hurt them. Like I said though, like I agree with you. I didn't think they was gonna do much anyway. But this right here just really shows like what Giannis is gonna do by himself, and if they gonna get rid of him in the summertime, or if like what they gonna try to do.
I blame the front office for not putting a better team around Giannis. Because like my thing is, like I actually felt like Dame and Giannis could work. You got one who's a 3-point shooter, marksman, taking off the dribble, and then your best player, Giannis, a lob threat, pick and roll guy, playing the post. Like I don't know why they don't play a lot more inside out. Like throw the ball in the Giannis, let the double come. He's kicking out. There's Dame right there, or swing, swing. Like they'll do that, but it's like I don't know. They're just not the team that we think they should be. This is with Dame. So without Dame, I mean, shit. Like, but like I don't know. It's like I see them like I see the Suns. There's no way you should have two superstars like of this caliber on one team. And they're not even bad, but they're bad. By the standard that we gave them, they're bad.
Right.
I'm saying. And with Dame, without Dame, it only makes it worse. Like I just once the Bucks decided to let Drew Holiday go, I feel like they should have made proper adjustments in roster building, and they haven't done that. They just haven't done that. I like them bringing in Kuzma. I think Kuzma fits well because he can spot up and shoot. He's tall and plays defense. He rebounds, but they need more than him. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have a lot of depth, in my opinion. They don't got Portis right now. I mean, yeah, when they get him back, it'll be a little bit better. But they're just not a good team to me. With Dame, without Dame, like Dame going there was supposed to move the needle, and it hasn't. I know people are gonna look at Doc Rivers, and if you want to look at Doc Rivers, you can go ahead and look at Doc. But my thing is, to me, this just isn't a good enough team to win. Not with how Boston's built, not with how other teams out there are built. I think Cleveland's better than them this year. If Milwaukee and Cleveland matched up in the playoffs at some point, I think Cleveland will win. And you
Right.
got Dame and you got Giannis, two top 75 players. We should not be saying that about them. So that's yeah, yeah.
What do you so my thing is, so what happens in the free agency? What happened this summer, right? They get another superstar. You think another superstar will move the needle? Like they need another superstar in
I
there?
don't think I think they need I think they just need better depth and role players. I think Dame and Giannis is fine, but you need to. I think what they need some more defensive stoppers, and I think they need more bucket getters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they need to build on that. Get you a guy that can take the other team's best player. You know what I'm saying? Night in, night out. Maybe get two of those, and then get you a guy that can come off your bench and give you 20. 15 to 20 points. Maybe two of those also. Like they're just weak. They're weak in too many positions, in my opinion, or too many aspects of the game. It's either Dame getting a bucket, Giannis getting a bucket. The rest of those guys really rely off those two to score. Like Brook Lopez, he can do some damage in the post, but he's catching and shooting. He revamped his game. Kuzma can get you a bucket, but that's not his role on this team because you got Dame and Giannis. AJ Green is a straight catch and shooter. Uh, they're Tarian Prince, catch and shooter. Like they don't really have another scoring threat where it's like we gotta account for him.
All right. It
If
should
you
be Kuzma though.
it should be Kuzma, but that's not his role on this team. And it shows. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Kuzma's career, he was only putting up numbers like that on bad teams. When he first got to LA, we weren't good. He putting up 30. He's putting up 30 on the Wizards, but they're terrible. You know what I'm saying? When we had LeBron and AD, when he's out there with Giannis and Dame, more of a he'll get you a bucket, but he's catch and shoot or
Yeah.
hustle points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He something along that sort. He's gonna rebound. He's not the I haven't really seen Kuzma be the get the ball, everyone clear off for him, go get a bucket. I haven't really seen that from him on good teams, teams that have aspirations of winning.
Right.
I've seen that on bad teams, but not good ones. So it's like, who do they really have that can be a threat? Like, yeah, he can go for 25 if we let him.
They
Somebody you
need a
got to
soli-
count for.
they need a solidified third option.
Solidify third option. And really second option, because depending on who you bring in, that could make Dame the third option. Like, I don't know. Just, you know me, bro. Ever since that playoff series against Drew Holiday in 2018, I look at Dame a little sideways. So,
You're
but they
right.
need more defensive players. They need someone that can take the other team's best guy night in, night out. Someone that it's gonna be tough. They need at least two of those. They don't have that for real. They got rim protection, but they don't really have, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not seeing a true scoring threat, and I'm not seeing true defensive stoppers like on the perimeter outside of probably Giannis.
Yeah,
And he
for
can't
that.
do it himself.
No, you're right. That's true. I just they need more like of a Austin Reeves type, you know what I'm saying? Austin Reeves, who's another good third option in the league. Shoot, maybe even like a Bradley Beal type, you know what I'm saying? To somebody, like you said, somebody that can give him a bucket when either one of them's in the game, one of them out, you know what I'm saying? Or both of them is kind of off and like they need somebody else to pick up the scoring threat. Because like you said, Kuzma is not doing that. For some, every time he gets in them type of roles, with other superstars. He turns into like you said, catch and shoot or
What he
hustle
what he
piece.
really is, what he
Yeah,
truly is.
exactly. So it's like it's kind of hard, but I also feel like you're dealing with the Cavs, you're dealing with the Celtics, you got the Pistons up and coming. Like I just feel like the Bucks is just the type of team where like I just don't see them unless they get a superstar to me. It just seems like they'll never contend with them type of teams, like especially the Cavs and the Celtics. Like we gotta be realistic. Like I don't see them really contending with them type teams unless they even bring in somebody with a good caliber. You know what I'm saying? Decent NBA type that had some experience in NBA to know what he's doing. It could be a third
Yeah.
option. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I just don't see that.
We're gonna talk more about them though. Let's transition to college basketball. The tournaments are going on right now, March Madness. On the women's side, USC suffers a big loss, losing JUJU Watkins, torn ACL, which means she's probably gonna miss next year also. Um, tears her ACL. I think USC was number one seed, right?
Hmm.
Um, I had them going to the Final Four or Elite Eight, one of those two. I know they gotta play UConn
Right.
at some point. Or they would have had to at least. But she's injured, so this is a blow for USC. So how big of a blow do you think this is for the tournament? How far do you see them getting now? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you still see them getting far, or is it like Juju's out? We're totally off them. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, they roll stops at Elite Eight. I'll have them winning against the team they play next game,
Mm.
but I don't see them winning against UConn. If UConn were to win their game too. Um, I don't see them getting past UConn. You have to have Juju. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had Juju last year. Even though they got some good players, they got another center that was good for her team last year. They got some other good role players coming. They have some freshmen that came in this year. USC is really a good team. We lost 3 games on the whole season. Um, but it's like you're going against UConn, you know what I'm saying? Like you got Page on there, you got Fudd. What's last name Strong, right?
They were
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, like you still got them type of players. Arnold coming off the bench. It's like it's hard. It's gonna be hard for USC to make up what Juju was giving them about 25 a night, 24 a night. You know what I'm saying? Like that's 24, 25 a night that you gotta make up with the other like the center. I forgot her name, Kiki something, but like the center that average she had 36 when Juju got hurt. She has
Mhm.
to keep that up for them to even keep winning like that. For them to even have a chance against UConn, she probably got put damn near 40, bro. Like
And
I
my
don't
question to you was this: can she do that in your opinion?
I mean, she's a good player. Actually, she's a great player. I think it's a possibility, but when you're going against UConn and you don't have another scoring threat, like I think it was just her and Juju really putting up over 20 a game. When you just have her and you go against UConn and they're gonna probably like they know the ball's going to her, like you got to find some other people to score. It's
Mhm.
gonna be one of the type of games like they got to either shoot behind the 3-point line very well or them role players got to step up. Um, if not, yeah, it's gonna be kind of. I'm not saying it's gonna be a blowout, but it's gonna be hard for USC to really get off that hump and beat UConn. Like it's gonna be hard, and it's sad how Juju got hurt because I would like to see that matchup again. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I know it's tough. I think it's more than that though. Like I feel like this is gonna set her WNBA career back
oh
because
yeah, well, speaking of her, well, if we talking about just strictly her, yeah, it's like I think we was talking about it one time, like how you said, like yeah, she probably gonna have to come in the draft. She'll probably have to come back for a senior year now or junior or redshirt junior
yeah,
because she ain't gonna be able to play next year.
right. Kind of like what Paige was going through, what Fudd was going through at UConn. It's a big blow for USC. Like I don't see them. I think they can lose in a couple of days now. I think like let's see what they play. Who do
You
they
said
play?
they play Kansas State, right?
Yeah, I think Kansas State can beat them. Without Juju, it's a different team now. I get the center's nice. But you getting 27 a game from Juju, like she's setting all kinds of records as a sophomore. Like she's the focal point of the team. You're losing that now. So you don't have the same team anymore. And yeah, the USC with Juju probably beat the brakes off Kansas State. But now it's like when you lose a player like that to your team, it deflates your team. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you lose your best player, it's it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's gut wrenching. So it's like, yeah, they could rally around and get this win, but either way it goes, it's either in a couple days or they're done next week. They're not going no further, like you said, in the Elite Eight because I think UConn's gonna win. There again, I know they got a tough game too, but I think they're gonna win. And personally, I feel like USC is done in a couple days from now. I don't think they're getting no further. But if they do somehow squeak this one out, it's done once they see Page. Because
Yeah, exactly.
UConn, they're not beating UConn without Juju at all. I remember their coach was complaining about that bracket setup because they didn't want to like they were like, why do we got to play UConn in the before the Final Four or something like that? Well, it's like, hey, well, you got to play them now, and you're knocking out your best player. So yeah,
They
they're
had a better they had a better chance of winning with Juju than like I'm surprised the coach even did that because I feel like USC this year had a really chance to go to the Final Four, even the championship, just the
yeah,
way USC got a lot better from last year. So it's like, damn, I hate for that to happen because I wanted to see that game. I ain't gonna lie. But like you said, they day could be done in a couple days.
yeah. I want to see that too. But let's transition to the Lakers. Back to the NBA. On a 4 game losing streak,
Yeah.
4 games. I'm worried, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I am worried. We're losing to teams that we should not be losing to. And it's not like we're getting our ass beat, but it's not like we're getting our ass beat from like start to finish. Like when I watch the games, we'll be in the games, we'll be up in the games, and then it'll get to like the third quarter or something, and we'll just completely collapse. Josh Giddey getting a near quadruple double, can't guard Paulo for anything. Franz, they cooking us. Like,
Seen
and
that.
again, for our viewers, we are Laker fans, know what I'm saying? Um, so this is our team. But we don't have, and again, bro, I know he's been good for us. We need an actual starting caliber center. Jackson Hayes, albeit he's good, he can't be our starting center. And we really don't. I think he would be a great backup center, but he can't be our starting center. And as you can see, we have no one else to spell for him because Alex Lynn is probably the stupidest basketball player I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? We got Koloko, but I mean, we don't have a center for we don't have a true we don't have a post presence at all. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James is too old to be trying to carry teams like he used to at this point. You got Luka who, for some reason, ever since he got to the Lakers, has not been shooting the ball well. Like some of his field goal percentages this year have been nasty. I'm talking 9 for 24. Like I don't get it. I mean, he's still working his way back into shape, probably working his way back into game shape more than likely, but it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. And when you think about it, our backcourt on defense are cones, Reeves and Doncic. You know what I'm saying? It's like just line them up. Which one you want? It's sweet on both ends. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. You got Vando, you got Finney to defend, you got Gabe Vincent, but those guys don't really give you much offensively if they're not knocking down shots. So it's like it's tough to play them also. Again, we have no post presence. We have no Hayes is okay, but he's not a starter caliber center if your goal is to win a chip this year. So what do you think, bro? What do you think? That's my take. I ain't gonna say too much. We're gonna see how the playoffs go. What's your take?
No, I agree with you. People might hate me for saying this, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think Hayes is trying his best, man. I ain't gonna lie.
We're not trying to hear that, bro.
I think he's trying to like for what we have, man. It's like you gotta think about it. We can't get nobody else right now. We gotta do what we gotta do. Yeah, we need we need a starting caliber center, but like Hayes is doing what he's doing what he can. I mean, it's sad to say because if we would have had Mark Williams like everybody like we should have had, who
Yeah.
knows? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can get the ball in the post and do something, can kick out to other people. But when you got Hayes down there and they know the only thing he can give you is a lob threat, when he get the ball, ain't nobody trying to collapse, and nobody trying to help. You know what I'm saying? Nobody helping him out. Like he don't do nothing with it. So now that hurts our kicking out for threes. You know what I'm saying? Other ways to try to score the ball. I think with us, the Lakers, is if we're not outscoring teams, we're not gonna win.
We're not gonna win
We're
at
not
all.
gonna win. Like we can't rely on our defense. Our best defender on the court is LeBron James at 40. Literally, and he don't. But he, well,
You
who?
think you think they're better than, I mean, I know they're not playing well, but you think Braun defense is better than like Finney Smith and Vando?
Oh,
Like,
okay, okay. Well, Finney Smith, okay, yes. With Finney Smith and out there, yes. When we got him starting, okay, yes. Finney Smith for sure.
what
But
about Vando?
no, I'm saying like on the court, like starting five.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
starting five. I'm saying starting five, but that's not even good. Like you know what I'm saying? Like when you got your two people in the backcourt, Austin Reeves and Luca, who can't play defense worth a lick. You know what I'm saying? You got Finney Smith playing the small forward, but it's like still. I mean, not even he don't. Finney is it would be Luca, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Rui, and L. Jackson Hayes. At that point, at that five, who the best defender, bro? Literally, it gotta be LeBron James, the
Yeah,
best.
LeBron.
Yeah, that's bad. And LeBron doesn't even guard the best player no more. So it's like if we're not outscoring our opponent, we're not winning. That's why when I see them games, we was up on the Bulls. You
Oh,
know,
yep.
we was up on the Magic. I seen. All of a sudden we down by 12 in the third quarter. We don't make if we not making if we go on a dry spell of missing shots, bro, we're going to lose because we have to shoot our way out of it. We can't play good enough defense because if we have Vanderbilt and Finney Smith in the game, Vanderbilt ain't gonna give you no type of offense. Finney Smith only gonna give you catch and shoot. If he's not knocking the ball down, he's playing good defense. We have nobody else to really back up on the offensive side. That's why I think we see Luca going 9 for 24, 9 for 27, 9 for
Yeah.
25 because it's like you don't have no more scoring threats. So he knows he has to be the only scoring threat. If he's not scoring, he the only person that can put up the shots because nobody else could do the same stuff he does. That's why it's kind of in play. Like I'm kind of scared for us too because unless we get picked up on the defensive end, it's gonna be kind of hard for us to win. We're not gonna win no playoff games just outscoring teams because that's when defense starts to pick up. Like it's bad. It's kind of sad right now because we was doing so good at the beginning, and I can't blame Luca for trying to get in the rhythm. I can't. I mean, not blame him. I can't say that because he already been playing about 18 games.
Yeah.
So
But
how many games do you need to really get back in the rhythm? You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like our defense got to get better, and we need a true center for sure.
Luka just shooting bad in my opinion. He ain't the same. But yeah, but I don't understand what the problem was, bro, because when he first got there, I remember when we played the Nuggets and we beat their ass and we was winning these games. We got to the second seed. We had the best defense in the league at that time. But there was a stat though, and it was like, well, we're just letting teams shoot threes. That's what we're doing. We're
Yeah, I heard about that.
playing. You know what I'm saying? We're making teams see bodies, and we're just making you shoot threes, and they weren't making them. Well, now they're making them. So you see what that leads you to. So
Yeah, that's true. But let's go ahead go back to the college basketball side of things. I don't know if you've seen that State John versus Arkansas game, but Rick Pitino benched RJ Lewis, their best player, Big East player of the year, second team AP All-American. Benched him in the last 5, 6 minutes of the game. He only had like 3 to 4 fouls. Everybody, I was on Twitter and stuff. I seen the game. I was looking at the whole thing, but most people thought he fouled out, didn't foul out. He did shoot 3 for 17 from the field, which is terrible. I've seen questionable shots at the end where it was like they was down by like 4 or 5, for like 5, 6 minutes left. He wasn't making stuff all game. Some of them was good shots, some of them was forcing. He's gonna force a bad shot. Dude had his hands up like this. He just forced a jump shot. After that, I ain't see him again. Like that was it. I think that was Rick Pitino's last. Like I don't care if you all this, all that. Like if you're
yeah,
not gonna shoot the right shots for us to win, we don't even need you out here. So it's
Right.
like, how do you feel about that situation?
Patino's a hothead, right? You know what I'm saying? He's kind of always been that. Uh, he's still a Hall of Fame coach. He's a great coach. Um, for him to go to St. John's and turn that program around like that, uh, it's great to see. But he's the Big East Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? You're the best player on the team. To me, you don't. You can bench him, yes, but he got to go back in that game because you have no idea what that can do to a man where his confidence and whatnot, stuff like that. And yeah, he had a terrible game. He had a bad game. I saw some of them shots he was talking about. I was like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like he, he's. I can't say he's playing hard because we ain't folks ain't trying to hear that. Nigga trying to win. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, like if he's your best player, then you got to live and die by that. Know what I'm saying? Because who was to say he shot 3 for 17, he won't hit him for real? Who would have say the next 4 shots he take, he don't go 3 for 4 or 4 for 4?
Yeah,
Walk
exactly.
and run like that. And now you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen plenty of players start out terrible shooting wise, and then something just clicks for them and they go on a run. That could have been the difference in the game. So personally, I feel like Patino was wrong for not putting him back out there. I get he was having a bad game. I get it. Like Rick coaches everyone the same. You don't get no special treatment with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Player of the year, ACC player of the year. It don't matter who you are. You were part of the team, and you're not bigger than this team. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, and I'm not even surprised that he did something like that because he strikes me as a guy that would do some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But nah, he got to go back in that game. He's your best player. He got to. I don't care if he was 4 for 30. He got to go back in that game because you just like I said, he's your best player. He's the reason why you're in the situation right now. You got to live and die by him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah, I
that's
definitely
me.
agree.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, same thing you said. If he's your best player and he was your best player every other game, why is he not your best? Like, why are you not treating him like that this game? You know what I'm saying? Just because he went 3 for 17, hasn't done that the whole year, doesn't mean he's still not your best player. Like you said, he can go 3 for 4, 4 for 4, 5 for 5 in the next couple shots he shoot. But you just took all his confidence away by just not playing him. Basically, you just said, "Yeah, we just don't need you." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was your best player every single game. This game, he has a bad shooting slump. What does that show him? Oh, so now if I'm shooting bad or if I have a bad game, you're just gonna get like you saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just not even gonna try.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it is what it is with me. Like, you just going like that's crazy to me. I understand, like, yeah, Pitino is the type of coach, but it's like it doesn't. How you think he feels as the player? Like sometimes you gotta think about that, like confidence wise. Like you can't strip nobody of their confidence. Cause say they won that game, you know what I'm saying? Say they find a way to come back without him coming back in. How you think that's gonna feel for the next game? If I have another bad game, he's just gonna sit me.
You know
Now
what I'm
you don't want nobody thinking like that. This is the Big East Player of the Year, second team All American. Only 15 people in college basketball make an All American team. He was one of them. And you signed for the fat past last 5, 6 minutes of a game. That could be your last game for the season. That right there tells me is like you just I mean, yeah, you treat him like everybody else like he should, but you didn't even give him enough confidence to where he can come back and redeem himself for the last five. If he does it again, shoot 2 more shots terribly, okay, I
saying?
understand. But the fact that you didn't even give him another chance to is like you just say, yeah, we'll find some other players. And that's what I was going to ask you, like if you was him, because now they're thinking about if he's going to transfer. If you was him, would you transfer from there?
I wouldn't be surprised if we do. I mean, I feel like it's predicated off their relationship and like the conversations that I feel like they will have this summer or this off season. I feel like Rick is gonna. I feel like Rick is the kind of coach. Like I think he's gonna. I think he communicates with his players. I'm sure his players love playing for him, as I've seen. I feel like they probably had some talks. You know what I'm saying, and shared their differences if they had any. Uh, I feel like it's predicated off of that. If 'cause I know for a fact they've talked about it. If not yet, they probably will. Their season's over with, so it's like that's a terrible way to go out. You know what I'm saying? With your best player on the bench, that could, like you said, that could do a lot to someone's psyche, someone's mental. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if he do, but like I said, I feel like that's just all predicated off of their relationship. I feel like they talked about it, or they will talk about it, and you know what I'm saying. If those go well, then I can see him still being there because he did thrive in that system. He was the biggest player of the year. He was all of those things. You can't just sweep that under the rug. Like he was that. It just ended kind of bad. So if I was in his situation, I wouldn't transfer. I would just understand that, hey, I had a bad game, I had a fucked up game. I gotta be better than that. But if Rick was on some asshole shit, if he was, you know what I'm saying? If he's not necessarily, if the conversations weren't where they should have been, then I wouldn't mind him transferring. I can see that for sure.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like you said, he was all those things thriving in his system. And yeah, it was a bad last game of the season, but I mean, I agree with you. I
What
wouldn't
class
transfer
is he
him.
in? What class is he in?
He a
What
junior.
junior? Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I wouldn't transfer either. I just, hey, take it to the chin. It is what it is. Um, and like you said, how the conversations goes, which they probably already had that. I'll
right,
just be like, hey, come back for next year, and you know what I'm saying? Make sure we don't have them games again.
right. Right. Now let's get to this next question though. So LeBron goes on Pat McAfee show today and he said something that I feel like a lot of people in our generation would agree with, but a lot of old heads are not. So Giannis Antetokounmpo would score 250 points in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? That kind of goes back to conversations that was had. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in a more skilled league now. We're in a more talented era of basketball as opposed to back then. But the old heads will say, oh, it was more physical, it was more tougher. Guys just wouldn't be able to do what they do now because you can't touch no one now. But back then you could put the bow on them and put them on the ground or whatever, stuff like that. You wouldn't get technical foul, stuff like that, flagrant, no such thing. Um, do you agree with that though? Do you agree with Giannis, with LeBron saying Giannis would dominate? Obviously, we know 250 is an exaggeration, but
Right.
do you think that Giannis would dominate in the 70s?
Yeah, he'll put up Wilt numbers.
World numbers?
I'm sorry, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it wasn't even a lot of 7 footers like that back then. You got a 7 footer who's 250 some pounds straight muscle. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's definitely dominating, bro. I don't see how he won't. I don't see how he won't.
What numbers? Dang.
I mean, Wilt was doing that 90 size as Giannis. I mean, Wilt was only what he was 7'1", 7'2", but he won't even Giannis size doing that shit. So imagine what Giannis is doing. And Wilt did that well, the jump shot. Giannis has a midi, a little midi.
Yeah.
And he'll get the ball at the top of the key and just body a dude to the basket. Well, nobody his size. So let's be realistic. Like, come on, man. Like Giannis is averaging probably 40 to 50, if not 50, maybe 60 points a game, bro. We gotta be honest, bro. Come on, man. Nobody stop Giannis. Nobody can stop him now.
Yeah, I don't know why I just go to the notion like because I feel like they'll try to be more physical with him. So it's like
But
I can see a couple elbows thrown his way that we don't see now.
it's Giannis though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He'll definitely dominate.
Them elbows they throw won't even be nothing.
I would have wanted to see it. We're never gonna see it. But yeah, he'll probably still average what he's doing now. 40, 50. I mean, maybe 40. Yeah, you said Will numbers. I ain't gonna lie. Damn.
Bro, he might even have more than 100 in the game, bro. It's Giannis, bro. Like we gotta be serious. 7 footer who is big as a motherfucker, can dribble the ball and goes to the bat. He'll just get the ball at the top of the key and ISO to the basket, bro. Who's stopping him, bro? The center's the center's gonna be too slow. Guards gonna be too
Yeah,
small.
yeah. They ain't had the technology or the weight training that we got now. You know what I'm saying? We got so much stuff now that has enhanced the athlete as a physical standpoint. Yeah, he would dominate. But that's the same thing with a lot of these guys though. Kevin Durant would dominate, you know what I'm saying? Like Steph would dominate. Like we're just this is just a it's a more talented and skilled era of basketball than what it was back then. We have more stuff now to make players better now. So it's like, yeah, Giannis would. Because like I said, there was no 7 footer handling the rock uh the length of the floor. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? There was no 7 footer doing it like that. You know what I'm saying? So like Bill Russell was 6'9" center. He killing that.
Giannis is having 50 on
He killing that.
him.
Like maybe him and Wilt might go back and forth. I
No, 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 no.
don't
Giannis is giving him 52, bro. Stop.
Is Wilt giving him anything? Is he giving him
Giannis
anything?
too strong.
Wilt was strong.
Kareem is the only person I think has got the hook shot. Other than that, no. Kareem is the only one I think because he got the hook shot. He can get away with the hook shot from the half from damn near free throw line. So he's the only one I think that can
Was
actually
Giannis
give
gonna
him his
block that
ball.
shit?
Maybe a couple times, but he probably give Kareem could give Giannis about 15 to 20, but Giannis would give him 50. So
That's
like,
what, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like people say the sky hook is the most unstoppable shot in basketball, but I've seen it be blocked.
how many times?
Not a lot, but I've seen it happen. So my thing is this though. Again, players today are more athletic. You telling me Giannis ain't going to get that? You telling me a center like Dwight Howard ain't going to get that? Blake Griffin not going to get that?
You think every
DeAndre
time
Gordon not
though?
going to get that in his prime?
You got to understand, Kareem is still 7 foot doing that. Like they're not gonna get
Bro,
it every time. They're not
yeah,
gonna
I'm
get it
not
every
saying
time.
they're gonna get it every time, bro. I'm
That's what
just
I'm saying.
saying I think they're capable of going up and blocking that shit.
Okay, so if they had a head-to-head matchup, how much you giving Kareem against Giannis? Estimate.
I think Giannis, oh man, bro, man, because you know how they gonna be on TikTok and shit. It's like,
Estimate. Just like how much you
yeah,
think?
Kareem 6-time MVP. They're gonna be like, oh, Kareem better because of the resume. But again, Giannis is way more skilled than him.
Yeah, we're not even trying to hear that. We're trying to see skill. Like if we put Giannis back then and there, he's taking his MVPs.
Yeah, yeah, he probably is. He probably is. Damn, I don't know what the comments gonna say about this, but
Nah, they're
yeah.
gonna be on somebody's head because they're gonna be like, they're gonna go by resume, but we're not talking about resume. We're talking about like from now, because everybody say people back then won't be able to last in this game, but people now will be able to last back then because of how skilled we are.
I think some most
Some, the Michael
because it
Jordans.
is it is still a physicality aspect that they had back then that isn't here now. Like, I don't think James Harden, I think he would still be a bucket, but you know all them fouls and shit that he would get. I don't know if he would get all them fouls. You know what I'm saying back then because it was just more physical. You could hit you like that and that was it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, but that was a good topic. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get to this last one though. Um, so we're gonna go to football. As you guys know on this show, we do basketball, we do football. We're gonna get into some life topics also as we get more and more comfortable with doing this pod. We're just kind of sticking to sports because we are sports players, basketball players, both of us. Um, so bro, Russell Wilson to the Giants. So I'm just gonna say this right now. My Pittsburgh Steelers, I hate being a fan of them. They always make the wrong decisions. They want Aaron Rodgers. It's and you know at this point we got no choice. I hate this team. I hate this team with a passion because they always make the wrong decisions. Like they always make the wrong decisions. Aaron Rodgers is not good anymore. He's just not good anymore. He's washed. He's finished. Like he is. At this point in his career, he's not better than Russell Wilson. He's not better than he ain't better than Justin Fields. I'll take that back. I'll take that back. I'll take that back. But it's just he just pisses me off, man. Like, why do you want Rodgers? He's not good anymore.
I
He's
mean,
just not good anymore. So, but to the Giants, bro. Go ahead. What's your take, man?
well, I was gonna say for your take, bro. You don't think they'll get Aaron Rodgers and get like Jackson Dart and try to have a veteran to coach him up?
I hope they do that. If Jackson Dart even falls to us,
Yeah, because yeah, he might go a little bit before. But for this Russell Wilson to the Giants thing, it was a good pickup. I mean, It was, I mean, I don't know, bro. I think the
Yeah.
Giants need all they can now. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie
They
to
got
you.
better. They got better.
Yeah, they got
He's a better
better.
quarterback than what they had in the past.
Yeah, but it's the 1 year 10 million for me. Is he a backup or is he starting? I'm
I
I'm
think he's
confused.
gonna start, bro. I think what they gonna do is I think they may draft Shador still. I think they may draft Shador still, something like that, and let Shador sit for a year, like how Pat Mahomes did with Alex Smith.
I mean, it'd be smart because you got Russell Wilson coaching you up, still got Jameis Winston as a veteran. It's just if you want me to say playoff hopes, absolutely not. Um, I think they'll be better than what they was last year with Drew Lock as their quarterback. But I
Yeah,
mean, to be honest, I see maybe 8, 7 games winning, maybe that.
87. Yeah, yeah. They're better than what they were last year for sure. But this doesn't really this moves the needle for them, but it doesn't move it to the point where they're a playoff team. Major things in the NFC would have to happen for the Giants to be a playoff team next year. I think Malik Neighbors is going to flourish. I think Wilson is still going to be a good quarterback with good numbers. Their defense is solid. They'll win a lot more games this upcoming year for sure. But outside of that, just really doesn't do much. I still think they're going to draft Shador, and this 1 year deal is 1 year because after 2 years from now, Shador's going to be the starting quarterback.
For sure. And I ain't gonna lie, their division doesn't make it a little bit better. You still got the Eagles, you got the Commanders, and you got the Cowboys. I don't see them beating none of them, not even once.
Yeah, well, they can beat the Cowboys. Well, they're bad. Stop this, bro. Stop this. Stop this shit. They are bad.
It
Bad.
depends. They need to make up for Lawrence. Yeah, maybe the Cowboys. That's the only team. Commanders
They're
and,
gonna
and
take Peyton
Eagles.
Micah,
Yeah, they have it. But I don't think they're gonna get rid of him.
bro. I'm sick of Cowboys fans. Like my thing is with the Cowboys is I'm sick of the fact that people aren't addressing the elephant in the room. The reason why they're not winning is not because of Jerry Jones. It's not because of, I mean, it's a little bit to do with Jerry Jones in the front office, yes. But they are not going to win as long as number four is our quarterback. He is the reason why you guys aren't winning.
Yeah.
He's the reason. That's all I got to say about that, though.
Did you see? I didn't even notice, but they said on Twitter that somebody was talking about how they was going to trade Dak to the Browns. They said they stopped those talks, but I didn't even know there was talks about that.
That make the Browns better. I mean, if I'm the Cowboys, I would have got Dak up out of there probably 3 years ago. Would have probably got Dak up out of there, man. All these quarterbacks that then came into the league since Dak's been there, like the 2020 draft class, Herbert, Burrow, Tua. I mean, but like you said, you know what I'm saying? You got 2021 draft class with Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence. I know some of them are struggling right now, but it's like you just paid a $30 million quarterback 60 mil.
Yeah, you didn't get away all your money for other pieces, and it's Dak Prescott you gave it to.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't blame nobody but yourself.
But yourself. You can't blame no one but yourself. And Dak even had the nerve to even ask for that, bro. I'll tell you, boy. I'll tell you. Boy, I'll tell you, boy. Uh,
Hey,
that's all the time we got for this show. This was a great episode. Probably one of the best ones we ever had.
yeah, man.
Yeah. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. YouTube, we post on there, TikTok, IG, Threads. We appreciate you guys. Be sure to tune in every week. Catch you on the next video.
All right, y'all.